Welcome back to the Wormhole Extremists. This is 304 of SG1 Legacy. My name is David Reed, and I'm with Nicole Rodriguez Galdo
Hello.
and Evie Cahill.
Hello.
And of course, we're walking through dark, lonely tunnels in the dead of night.
Yeah.
Big
So
spoopy.
I was gonna say that this episode and Whispers from Atlantis scare me the most out of the entire
Really?
franchise.
Okay.
And I actually found them both listed on just a fan site about the scariest Stargate episodes. It was like the top 10, and these were like in the top 5.
For sure. Yeah, this is up there
Damn.
with
Yeah,
Whispers.
David, was it you who put this together for Stargate Command?
I
And brought it to
did. I
the
put
list?
a whole scary
playlist?
trailer. So one of
Yeah,
my
I
prouder
remember
things about
watching
I remember
SG1
seeing
or
that.
Stargate.
I
Yeah.
loved it so much, and I ended up watching it around Halloween the first time it rolled around when
Yeah, you
Stargate
have
Command app was
to.
up. So thank you for that, David.
Absolutely.
So this is the third episode for both Tor Alexander Valencia, who wrote it,
Yep.
and also for Peter DeLuise, who directed it.
Absolutely.
I like to call this episode the one where Dry Ice is the true MVP.
Yep.
Do you get the reference?
No.
Okay.
I just said yep because I'm
You gonna
just
fill
listening.
us in?
Please explain.
I'll just laugh like by myself here.
No,
When
explain.
they
please
separate,
explain
when they
it.
separate the protein at the end, they use dry ice.
Ah,
Oh, yes.
that's
Yeah.
right. Okay. I'm just
thought that
thinking
might be
about
it,
the
but I
other
was
horror
like, was
episodes
this
like
Dry Ice they used?
Doppelganger. So
So, Daniel removes his glasses to put on this gas mask. Apparently, gas masks can actually be made for people
yeah, prescription
who
lenses.
have corrective lenses.
Yep.
So apparently it's standard procedure for anyone that has glasses and is going to be wearing a gas mask. So it's not really a goof, but it's sort of just more of a interesting talking point.
Yep.
And this gold eyes flash. I missed it. So his eyes shook. So he's obviously still alive. It was just when the flashlight went across his face.
Oh, he
Obviously
reacted.
just the brightness.
Oh, yeah.
made him react.
Yeah.
Just a couple of episodic facts and firsts. So this is the second dealing with Machello and his inventions
Correct.
to fight the Goa'uld.
This time I like it.
This is the only episode to feature all 3 SG doctors. We've got Fraser, Mackenzie, and Warner.
Oh wow.
And
That's a great
this episode title, I thought this was funny, translates in Czech. It translates to Marcello's Legacy, which kind of gives away the punchline, which we don't actually find out until
That
like
is-
22 minutes in. So
Wow.
that's kind of a bit sad. And this episode is arguably Michael Shanks's best work thus far, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Mhm.
Mhm. Oh, Gene Diana, get ready, get excited, girl. I know how much you love Daniel Jackson's great moments.
The foreign titles often screw things up. I mean, my favorite
Yeah.
is
Translation
probably
does.
Share's Dead, the German
Yeah.
translation of Forever in a Day. Yeah.
No.
So
My mama, she's Spanish, and she always complains, like her biggest complaint about watching things. She's like, I don't like to read something that's been translated or watch things been translated,
Yeah.
because a lot of the time the comedy and the essence of what you're
is lost.
seeing is lost. Yeah.
So the
even,
Linvris, this is their only reference.
Yeah, I know. I was
never
going to
brought up
say
again.
it's kind of sad because they seemed like they opposed the system lords, kind of like the Tok'ra.
The Tok'ra. Yeah.
I've got a silly question about the little card thing, the little tablet thing he's holding.
The
Yes.
PTD, the page turning device.
Yeah, in the first time we see it in Brief Candle,
Brief
I
Candle.
think
Yes.
Teal'c was holding it as like a triangle where the top of it is like he's reading it where the narrow part
Yep.
is at the top, but this
Yeah.
time they're reading it the other way, and that always annoyed me.
Ah.
I don't know if that's a
Absolutely.
goof that they're technically reading it upside down, like I don't know. It's just annoying.
So
Oh, he's
I
been
actually
infected.
Yeah, this race that they're dealing with, the deceased folk. So I saw them mentioned as the Linvers and also the Linverus in the subtitles that we're seeing. It says Linverus, but on like Gateward it said Linvers.
Yeah,
like
we can
VEIS
never
at
settle
the
on
end.
the spelling. I'll ask Tor.
It's hard.
I'll ask Tor
But,
which one he meant.
Yeah. But what I was going to say, so the psychedelic slugs that we end up seeing obviously weren't designed to sense different Goa'uld factions. So, do you think Michello did this deliberately, or was he kind of in the early stages of development and didn't have the luxury of time to test and refine his invention?
I
I'd
don't
say
think he
didn't
would have
care
cared.
as long as the Gould were dead.
Yeah. If he's killing
Yeah.
snakes, he's good.
He doesn't care who he's
Yeah.
taking down with him, you know?
Yep.
I think.
Absolutely.
So Daniel's kind of identifying this whisper like is coming from the dripping tap, but in that case, I don't think he needs a plumber. I think he needs a Ghostbuster.
That's funny.
This is so creepy. I remember when I first watched this, I was super creeped out, but I was like, "This is
Yeah,
Nothing is gonna go really
the scene
wrong.
that gets me the most is the face coming out of the locker.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is so
Yeah.
wild.
Yep.
Yeah. Wormholes don't work that way, but I think that's one of the things that's more terrifying about it.
Mhm.
Sam cut her hair.
Yep. I like
Yeah.
it.
No.
The
Next
previous episode, it was
season.
perfect.
Season 4.
Like, perfect.
Yeah.
Season 4. So, Dr. Fraser's recapping how a protein marker is left
Yep.
behind in the host, which is kind of a bit of foreshadowing to the conclusion of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because Daniel doesn't have any protein markers or ghouls.
What is it called? Like, is
Exactly.
it Chekhov's gun or something? Is like if you're going to bring up something, it's got to be relevant to the thing later or something.
Yeah, that's
What it is?
often
I'm
the
not
case.
sure what
Yeah.
it's called. So this is the also the second episode in a row to mention the Ritu and their cloaking technology. Evidently, this is also the second episode in a row where Michael Shanks voices a different character because he does the
Yeah.
voice of Michello.
That's true.
Michael Shanks getting that extra paycheck, hopefully.
Exactly, he's cashing in.
You're right on Chekhov's gun. Narrative principle that states that every element in the story must be necessary, irrelevant,
Oh, look at
elements
you.
must be removed.
Thank you, yes.
So
Very
I
good.
studied film, and I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I didn't study film. I just have like a weird, sometimes obsession where I decide to go search everything all at
It's
once
called
and then
YouTube.
Forget about it.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes I go to Wikipedia and I'm like, I
Yeah.
should not be checking Wikipedia for my sources. So
All these Ritu mentions. Never thought that they would never come up again.
it's so frustrating. That
Yeah,
they
they
didn't, you know?
mentioned 2 episodes in a row,
Especially being
and
friends with
it
Jeff,
kind of
it's
they're
like, oh, I'd love
Exactly.
to see him again.
Yep.
almost like building it up, and then it just sort of fizzles.
Yeah, nothing.
Anyway,
One thing that does bug me about the Chekhov's gun thing is that, you know, when something is brought up, I'm like, well, that's probably going to be a form of solution later that's going to be relevant in about 25 minutes. Watch a movie or watch a TV show or read a book. I'm like, well, that's obviously important. 'Cause if you're a-
Right, exactly.
Sometimes I wish that TV and entertainment in general would just brought up something just because they can, you know?
yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that, so... It's so creepy.
This is really creepy.
Yeah.
I couldn't find any reference to the actor that played this particular Linverus.
Yeah, it's probably
I
probably
wasn't
just
sure
a-
if it was this actor that's also
Oh,
playing.
no, they wouldn't have
Or different
broken
person?
to get him out of the makeup. No, they would have had 2 different people.
Use a different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is he
Don't they start
taking?
blaming-
Flintstones?
Stargate travel for the cuckoo attitude, and it's like, you know, I found that very silly. I always find like when these things happen, you always have like that one doctor in Stargate who's like just so wrong. So
He's mentioning,
Rothman.
he's mentioning
Ugh.
the infiltration, which will come up obviously later.
Yes.
Infiltration. Bit of foreshadowing again.
Creepy.
This is creepy as hell.
It is really creepy. And it's gone from calling him Dr. Jackson to Daniel.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like getting
It's
to
more
know
personal.
him better.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, let me be part of your nightmares
Yep.
and get even closer with you.
Is this the first example of his Egyptian screensaver? Or have we had it before?
No, we've
Did
seen
we
already
see it
had
in
it?
Seth?
Okay.
I don't remember if we saw it in
Yeah,
Seth.
we saw.
Ah, okay.
No, we've seen it before though.
Ah,
Great effect.
Why would you stick your hand in there?
I would have really loved for him to like try to step through and then just whack his head on like everything inside and then
he wants
fall
to
back.
see if it's real or
Would
not.
be funny.
Yeah.
I'd love for him to do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah.
Ah!
Head popping out is the worst.
God, the terror in his eyes.
Yeah.
Feels so real. Do you think that's what he did? Do you think he walked through and like bonked his
Nah,
head?
yeah, he probably knocked himself out, yeah.
Yeah. He went in
Yeah.
at such speed.
Those books are painful.
Yeah.
Just
A lot of
fiddling.
big heavy eyes.
Doing messing around with the bag.
It looks like, I imagine when you feel that, it feels like a, was it the saline implant that they do for women? And I've always wanted to squish those, so I would do the same thing.
Be almost like a stress squeezer.
Yeah. No.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
No.
Not really, but
I won't
have
use the Ouija board.
I think I've seen one before.
I have not experienced them, but my mother has,
Nope.
and I believe her. So
I saw one in a room with 3 other people. We all saw it at the same time.
yeah.
And it was at my grandmother's house, and we were sleeping in the living room, lounge room area. Everyone else was in bed, and we all saw this ghostly figure rocking back and forth in a chair, knitting.
I feel like you've told me this before.
Yeah.
And I hate it even
but we
more.
all saw it. We all saw it.
I don't want to go into this too far, but there are things that are happening.
Yeah.
Something's happening that we can't explain.
I don't like to believe there's something happening because I'd
Different
much rather
planes
have
of
that not be the
existence.
case because it
Yeah.
scares
Which
me.
is actually, Daniel's about to say, he's about to kind of make an unofficial reference to Ascension.
Yeah. Yeah, here it is.
Forms of energy. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, bro, that's you in 2 and a bit seasons.
Yeah. And also, there's kind of a lifeboat, like, not reference, but, like, it's unintentional, but, yeah, all 9 of them. Kind of like
He's
a
such a
lifeboat thing.
jerk. They're here, yes, but they're in your head. So
Do you think when they were writing Lifeboat, they looked back on this episode and were like, "Oh yeah, let's."
I'm sure it was purely accidental, but I kind of love it.
well, Brad wanted to give Michael a meaty episode when he came back, and Lifeboat was that meaty episode. He wanted to give him something that would really let him throw his range around.
Oh, yeah, he
So.
knocked that one out of the park.
Uh-huh. Hello, Dr. Mackenzie.
Yeah,
It's terrific when we see you, sir. It always means that everything's going swell.
Exactly.
Lockwatcher, I didn't used to believe in ghosts, but every Sunday afternoon I hear 3 familiar voices in my head. Join us, Lockwatcher.
I hope we
Join
give you
us.
pleasant, haunting dreams.
Yes. Like us on Facebook.
Yeah. Like Evie's posts,
Like
so
us
she
on
doesn't
Facebook.
cry.
So, with respect to Dr. Mackenzie, he's quick to conclude that Daniel has schizophrenia.
This is what's so annoying about
their
this
line
guy.
of work.
Yeah,
and
he's so
Daniel's translation
rational.
of the tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Stargate Command has already experienced the plague in Broker Divide,
Yeah.
like Jack's rapid aging in Brief Candle, SG1's
Like, bro.
memory loss in Fire and Water,
Expand your
mental
horizons.
control in Hathor and Seth,
Yeah.
you know, the sarcophagus addiction in Need.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Message in a Bottle, we've got Bane, we've got the Fifth Race, we've got Holiday. It's just like,
I think
Come on.
This is what
that
bugs
one
me. You
of
get one guy that comes in who's just wrong.
one of Mackenzie's I think functions is to provide an Earth baseline. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I'm
I think
sure,
that
yeah,
There's a
it
fair bit of
annoys me.
that. Yeah, is he a colonel?
so
Is he?
I think he is.
I don't know.
Let's look back at the.
Cut back to him, please.
Yes,
I'd
please.
Like to see.
I thought I saw birds
So-
on his shoulders. Anyway,
So Doc Fraser states that there's no sort of mental illness history in Daniel's family, but later in this season we have a
Right,
mental
exactly,
spell,
in the
and we
exact
learn
same
that
season.
Daniel's grandfather suffered a mental breakdown and committed himself to psychiatric
because
care.
he
That's
was
what he's
seeing
talking about,
things.
Fraser.
Yeah. And also, Doc Fraser suggested Sam has immunity due to Jolinar,
Yeah.
so this is another breadcrumb to the resolution of this episode.
Yeah. It doesn't cut back to him, and it's really upsetting me because I really want to see his shoulders.
Got Mackenzie's.
Yep.
Yep, to confirm or deny. Wow,
Like,
can you
see the
imagine
red
if
on his shoulders.
Stargate travel would lead to some kind of psychosis?
Honestly,
So-
like it's just so not plausible. Like that's just Just can't be dealing with that.
We
So
should
many
see him
other
in a
people
sec.
go,
There we go.
Yeah, full bird colonel.
damn,
There we go.
good for him.
So I know, Nicole, I know you play chess. I'm not sure about you, David, but when
Badly,
Jack and
very
Daniel
badly.
are playing, yeah, I can't do it. I'm not strategic enough. But apparently there's a bit of a goof. So I'll just have to read this because I don't
Oh
understand
no,
it.
what's the goof?
So there's a black knight at c6 at the start of the scene. Then moments later, Daniel shifts his b3 rook into the same spot.
That's someone paying attention.
Yeah.
I wish we had them playing chess in more scenes together.
This is hilarious.
I think this would be a fun through line through the show, like poker with Stargate, or it was Star Trek Next Gen.
I love that Jack's like, oh yeah, did you miss something? Like, hi, I've got him. And then Daniel's like, no, I could have got you 2 moves ago. There you go. It's just completely kills any like hope that Jack has of being good at this.
Well, he always is losing. I mean, he loses to Hank, he loses to Daniel.
Yeah,
So.
Teal'c.
Does he play chess with Teal'c?
No, as in like when they like play ping pong and stuff. Yeah. Just like he loses games.
I'm not very good at
his
chess.
friends and co-workers.
Good, get the cards.
And wrestling when he's like mucking around with Teal'c.
Yeah. Have you played Jen? I've never played Jen.
No, I've never played Jin either.
Chess with Cassie? Because
no, Carter does. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, so how did Jack get around to like calling them knights? Like horses instead of knights.
That means that they've played together.
Reference.
They've had to have played chess together. Yeah.
Yeah, as I always assumed, or at least that him, Sam, and Cassie were all sitting around like just having a nice little chess game, which I think is super cute.
Yeah. They've obviously spent time together. So.
Makes me happy to think that.
Yeah.
Dan Ben said, "Yeah, I found this episode boring."
I can understand.
Yeah, I can get it. I don't.
There's a good little Gould. How you doing?
I will give you a belly rub.
We'll give it a little scratch behind the fin.
This Gould is much smaller and much more correctly proportioned than the one at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
That looked like it was 4 times larger than this one.
Mm.
Yeah. This is actually in correct proportion. So. The tail's still a little long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would really have to shimmy down your spine.
Yeah.
His voice didn't change. His voice should have changed.
Mm.
I think it would have been funnier if his voice changed.
That would have been funny, yeah.
I'm good. I'm really good. I just got Goulded. How are you?
You did really well, David. Sorry, David, is that you? Oh no, it's the Gould that's inhabiting you.
David will come back later. I'll take a message.
That's funny. So I was reading a review of this episode on Gate World, and they made special mention of Peter DeLuise's direction, particularly in the hospital scene coming up. So the reviewer thought the blurred vision and the long pans across the floor of the room, which happens in a few minutes, gave the viewer a sense of Daniel's point of view.
Yes.
And it is very good.
Mm-hmm. I loved that practical effect of the glasses bumping as the creature goes through his head. So that we know that something is happening. It's not just in his head. I don't know if I would have wanted to do that, in hindsight. I think I would have wanted to keep that scene a little bit later in the show so that we can really think that perhaps he is legitimately going crazy from using Stargate travel. So.
Yeah, well, it basically happens at the halfway mark of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they could drag it out a bit longer, but then they would have had to have shortened Daniel trying to justify his behavior and like trying to explain it to people because they don't believe him.
I would have liked this one to be quite long and I think it could have dragged out for like a 2-parter and really like found other ways to feed into the story.
I was just thinking that.
Have everyone else kind of get sick and like some sort of plague kind of thing.
When you think about it though, like if Daniel's truly going insane, like he is surprisingly lucid. Like he knows the visions were a figment of his mind. He understands like why they confiscated his glasses.
It's always that thing.
Like quite apologetic for his behavior. Yeah.
Well, I always have that conversation like when for some reason, I think watching something or whatever, I think I was talking somewhere, it was like, oh yeah, if you say to someone that you think you're crazy because of these reasons, then usually you're not crazy. Something like that or whatever. And it's like,
It's like a bit of self. He's got quite a lot of self-awareness.
Yeah, too much self-awareness to actually
Yeah.
be losing his mind.
Michael is brilliant here.
Yeah.
He really is. He's got like that vacant look in his face, just down pat. It's great.
Yeah.
Acting plus makeup.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the last episodes, not the last episode, but it was one of the later episodes I saw. So I'd seen every other season except like 2 and 3. I was still kind of trying to do. So I saw this very late and like way after Lifeboat, and I was so impressed. This one really stuck out to me. It's one of those earlier ones where I was like, damn.
So I'm
It's like a
watching this
child in a
episode
corner.
on silent and just with the text, and
Yeah.
I'm still
Oh, the
I'm still
footsteps?
getting
Yeah.
antsy even without the sound.
Give him a big hug.
You probably freak out on you.
Well, Tilk's about to give him a hug, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I like how
It's just
emotional
heartbreaking.
Sam is
Yeah.
in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like watching your brother go insane.
Yep.
Like when she like runs to the door in a second, like you can really like extra see the pain.
Yeah.
It's painful. Yeah, this little look that she gives Daniel when she's at the door like always hits me. I'm just always like, you know, like she, you know, she loves her team so
Looks
much.
like she's about to cry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
her heart's
it's great.
breaking.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, well, convenient. Love it. Let's go.
It's one of them psychedelic slugs.
Yep.
So there was only
He's
just
talking to
one.
himself.
It's funny how that doctor is like almost kind of villainous in this moment. Like, you know, he's just keeping Daniel locked up and in this state. You know? Like imagine if Teal'c hadn't gotten close enough to like have that interaction and have these guys then come in, you know, it's like Daniel could have been like this for so much longer.
Mm-hmm.
I was really worried when I was watching this episode the first time. I was like, how long is this guy going to keep Daniel here? How long is this guy gonna I was worried that later on when Daniel gets better that he wasn't gonna let, you know,
See
believe
them panning
Daniel
across the
do
floor.
anything.
Yep.
It's a very good shot.
It's
Yep.
a great shot. It's so good.
Peter's great. I love how the camera's like wobbling. We got a bit of a shadow,
Yeah.
but you know.
Kind of a mini clip
He's
show.
back.
I would have loved a scene in his mind between Daniel and Richello.
Yeah.
Like in a white space or in that room or something, you know?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that would
Well,
have been awesome.
where he says to him, your Gould captor
Yeah,
is no longer. or
exactly.
whatever.
That would have
It
been
always
cool.
bugged me
Yes.
Yeah.
that they all said, "Oh, I heard Marcello." Yeah, you know,
Right,
I would
exactly.
have really loved to hear it. It felt kind of cheap that we didn't get to hear it.
Yeah, because the actor's right there. But, you know, have like some kind of a protein marker left so that he can appear there in the room and like maybe answer a question or two about what's happened to him. You know, but it's
Yeah.
not. This does the job.
Yeah, it doesn't need it, but I would have really liked it. Because when they said that he says that, I went, "Wait, he didn't say that." Oh, they're saying that they heard it in their heads, and I wasn't
Yeah,
present
I
for
mean, we
that.
heard it. We heard it like from Daniel's perspective. We don't hear it
Yeah.
again after that.
Yeah.
Til's gonna die just like the Linvers did.
Not unrelated, related, but different.
Mm.
Tritonin would be very useful right now.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
They still need to extract the thing. He's not going to feel healthy until
Yeah,
he does.
I meant, yeah, exactly. He might like improve momentarily and then decline again.
Yeah.
Don't dose me again, please. I'm thinking.
That's
Yeah.
what I really hate, that he keeps dosing him even when like Daniel doesn't seem to need the meds entirely because he's behaving differently.
He's behaving differently, but not. He's also still behaving a little bit crazy because
Yeah.
of the meds, but
what bothers
Mackenzie
me,
doesn't know the difference, I guess, you
well,
know? Like
yeah, it weirds me out because it's like when I see this, I wonder how many other facilities has people in there who have something, who are mentally ill, and how many doctors are just filling them with drugs they don't actually need.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
Mackenzie can
because
only
they don't really have a
operate
voice.
based on his knowledge and experience as a doctor. Like, he hasn't
Yeah.
come across this scenario before, so
No, but it's like, you know, mentally ill people, when they get to like this point of like, not Daniel's point, but a really bad point where you're locked in a room, it's like they can't speak for themselves anymore because no one trusts what they're going to say because they see them as incapable. So how many of them are trapped in that situation?
Right, they've crossed the line.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrifying. I'm terrified of that idea, which is why this episode is so scary, because it's kind of a look into that, you know, for a minute.
Also, this is TV, and TV heightens those aspects as well. Not to say that that
Yes.
doesn't happen, because it does.
well,
But,
it has
you
to
know.
heighten them because it's such a short length of time that
Exactly.
they have to portray this story.
Yeah.
It just always made me think about the potential and possibility of that. I like to think that all our healthcare professionals are doing an amazing job, but you know, there's always something that falls through the cracks somewhere because mistakes happen. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry, that got really dark. This episode's very dark.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, pull the needle away, bro. Chill out.
He's listening though. He's not rushing
I
at him with a
appreciate
needle.
that. Yes, he did kind of approach him a bit scarily there, and
Of
it's
course.
like,
Yeah.
don't be so antagonistic.
And he does kind of do the bro thing, and he follows through on Daniel's request to summon
which
Jack.
I really
He didn't have to
appreciate.
do
That's
that.
very nice. Yeah. See, he seems very almost villainous at the times because
I don't
he's
think
pushing
he's villainous. I think he's just doing his job.
No, that's what I mean. I think he's doing his job, but initially I was very apprehensive of him because he's pushing his own this agenda of what he thinks that it is without seeing the bigger picture of what Stargate is, you know. And it's like, so initially I was very like, oh my god, is he like kind of a bad guy in the situation unintentionally because he's trying to do his job? However, he's not, because he's doing his job while also thinking. So
yeah,
he's
literally just acknowledged that he's obviously acknowledged to Hammond that he's doing better.
Yeah, which is great. Like this is a good healthcare professional, so
of course,
which I appreciate.
Jed
Well, if
Ted.
you're looking for the SGC, you need to. Yep, sorry.
No, yeah, absolutely. You need to be top of the top shelf.
Yeah.
Jed Ted. This is similar to Next Generation's Frame of Mind, very much so. I love Frame of Mind, but every series has their character going crazy episode.
Yeah, Dr. Weir.
Atlantis did it. Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
SGU would have certainly done it had they had a little more time. They kind of did. There's a couple of episodes where they kind of do.
Oh no, they had one where
With
they all
Young.
got infected with that thing that made them all go.
Oh
like,
yeah, the ticks, the alien ticks.
Yeah.
That was a really great episode. You know, what is
Yeah,
this
'cause you
thing?
think
Oh, it's
Scott
this little
dies in the first 2
thing.
minutes of the
Right, exactly. I was shown that clip long before that episode aired.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
John Lennox showed it to me when I was at Bridge, and I was like, I was like, "You're leaving me with this?" And he says, "Yep." Okay.
That's kind of funny. I actually just watched that episode recently.
Oh
Been
yeah.
going through SGU for the second time.
Woo!
And I am actually really enjoying it.
Yay!
It's like
There you go.
I don't know, maybe it's like as I've matured a little bit more, I have like a different respect for it.
You're
but
ready
yeah,
for it.
I'm really liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal.
People are ever changing. We're always learning to appreciate new things in new ways. I love that Daniel is completely like normal here. Like you see him here, he's just himself again. It's great. It's awesome.
For the most part, yeah.
He looks better. I mean, he's not gaunt
When his hair's
anymore.
dried. And he doesn't
Yeah.
have those
Exactly. He's
big
not
dark
sweating.
circles under his
Yeah.
eye.
So, get me the heck out of here.
Yay!
That is the shortest time ever in a mental institution.
Yeah.
Probably felt like forever though.
Oh, for sure.
Like what you said, Janet could cure everyone if she just tried using her little flashlight.
Yeah.
Nick Nah. More times I watch SGU, the more I like it.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. It also makes you like miss
It's like a slow
Stargate and the
burn.
potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a slow burn.
Yeah. They're designed to go after symbiotes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it just grabbed Daniel because it's all there was.
So Sam's just saying that Marcello died 6 months ago and the Linverse likely died more recently. So when and how did the Linverse acquire the tablet and the page turner? And did Marcello plant it there like a Trojan horse, or did they find it on some kind of
They probably found a
expedition?
stash of his stuff.
And like, what led them to use it approximately 1 month ago? There's like kind of some unanswered questions.
Yeah. They may have only found it a month ago. So I'm sure he let a few things laying around waiting for them to pick it up.
Yeah.
So live traps. I mean, he's the kind of guy who set traps. Look at the
You know, sometimes you just make me think about something. Sometimes I just sit here and go, man, right now, at some point in this episode, Jack is thinking about a barber in Indiana.
Yes,
that's true.
When he's saying anything.
What a silly thing from season 8 that just it's like, yeah, Jack has just been seeing Joe for
you
years.
got game, son.
Yeah. Bowling league.
Page turning device. There we go.
So yeah, so every now and again just think about that while they're having these big important moments that's what Jack's thinking of. When he's spacing out, it's not his fault. He's seeing Joe.
You run it over the page.
Don't do it.
Nah, do it. Gotta know. I do like this page turning device.
There they are. Cool.
It is cool. So we see 3 of these pass through Carter's gloves, but it's different to the number that's referenced a little bit later.
Yep.
She has 4 in her, doesn't she?
She does. Unless there's one from an angle that I can't see.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe one underneath.
Yep. See 1, 2, 3.
Oh, come on. Like you wouldn't be paying closer attention.
Oh, see, you can go through glass.
That's wow. Yeah. Well, it's Marcello.
Imagine you needed to turn those pages and you lost the page turner. Like, imagine going to a meeting with Diggle really late and just not having the page turning.
Yeah.
Thing. Like, oh, what a pain. What a pain. It's a cool device, but what a pain.
So from what we see, these slugs can pass through glass, rubber, and flesh
without making anything.
So they're kind of like prejudiced sentient jello.
I remember when I was watching this episode for the first time, and they all started. This happened like right now, and I remember sitting there going, "We have like 10 minutes left. How the hell are they gonna like? They've just opened a whole new can of worms right towards the
slugs. Can of slugs.
Yeah. A can of slugs. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, can of Jello slugs. Sentient Jello slugs.
So they're all going to start going schizo.
Yep. This is a window of opportunity. Line. Yeah.
What's window of opportunity?
Oh, him saying nuts. It's
like
same volume and the same pitch.
Yeah.
Whoop.
See, her voice goes funny.
Because this is like when Petter and I get sick. Petter's like Sam. He's like, "Oh, I'm fine. I feel great," and I'm like, I'm on the floor like Jack, like,
wow.
Oh, like writhing in pain.
Petter doesn't get sick.
Difference. Yeah, my immune system is awful. His is a beast. So. Yeah. Nick and I said, can the bugs not go through the walls? Yeah, but they went for the nearest people. So.
Yeah, they're all in people right now. Once they're done with them, they'll probably march on.
Yeah.
Look at Jack.
Just kicking.
Now, to be fair, Gould died in Jack's head as well, but that episode wasn't.
Didn't
as
have time to do a
important.
protein.
Well, yeah, they
exactly.
do. They do mention that in a little bit.
Oh, they do.
They do, because the excuse was like the freezing process or something.
In this episode, they mention it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do, yeah. 36 minutes and
Very
12
briefly.
seconds.
Oh, look at you.
So 4 are about to pop out of it, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like going to get like wax removal at the doctor, like, oh, yeah. Satisfying.
So I love this bit coming up when Carter confirms that she heard Michello's voice. And I don't know. I know that you've watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Nicole. I don't know if Dave has watched it, but I really want Daniel to say "vindication" like Captain Holt.
Vindication. Yeah,
it's like the perfect opportunity for him to go vindication.
It is. Damn it. Yeah, my Ghoul captor said, "Why don't we hear him say it?" I would have loved that. Big brain.
Here we go.
What about Jack?
There we go.
Yeah.
Nope, it didn't finish blending.
Oh, so it left and then died. It didn't die inside of him. We just didn't see it. Okay. Nope. Plasma.
No. Centrifugal, fugal force. Woo.
Got all this stuff.
I love that we have 3 doctors in the house, like in this episode, but Janet is always the big boss of them all with all the great ideas.
Well, I figure that she's had more exposure to like the weirdness that goes on.
Yeah.
She's usually on staff.
She's like, she could be like Dr. MacGyver out and about. Take her with you. She'll be like, let's find the solution with,
some sticky tape and gum,
belt buckles and shoelaces. She'll build you a centrifuge. God, my favorite needles, I would not be able to do this. I'd be like, someone else do this.
I could do it if I had to.
I think I could probably do it if I had to as well. I mean, I wouldn't. It's not to say I would enjoy it, but if it came down to life or death,
I can't look. What's funny is I can look at like someone getting cut up in Game of Thrones and The Witcher, like no.
But it's not real.
Yeah, it's not real. But the moment I see a needle going in, it looks so real.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. Well, it's more relatable to real life.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get that happen a lot in life, So.
Now we get the voice.
Yeah. We got a bit earlier with Jack, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of frustrating that we didn't get to hear him doing the voice with Daniel. But whatever. Still good episode.
So she technically uses the centrifuge wrong.
Oh,
so
no.
You're supposed to. So centrifuges require an equal distribution of weight.
So you have to have another one on the other side of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. That makes sense.
What a great idea.
I love Jack's comment to Sam coming up. It's just funny.
Oh, you look terrible?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's like,
I remember so much about this episode. I love it. Yeah. Thank you.
Why didn't Warner think of that?
Yeah, Warner, get with
Janet,
the program.
while absolutely losing it, is doing
is
so
a more
much.
competent doctor.
Yeah.
nuts.
You know what? I think that has to do with being a woman. it's the fact that we have to deal with so much stress and awful things from like our cycles and all that stuff. So she's ready to tackle the pain and the mental frustration and fight through it and still work well.
I think she's just had a bit more experience.
Yeah, I'm making a terribly long joke.
And dissolve to the future.
We've done it.
Jubby jub.
It's pouring here now, so I may lose power. My lights are starting to flicker.
Oh no.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. My computers will continue, and the internet will continue, so we'll be able to finish the show. But
You'll just be sitting in the dark.
I'll have about 15 minutes of battery power before they go. So.
Okay, well, you should be okay.
Gene Diata said, I hated that Warner didn't even think of it. Even I thought of it, and I'm not a doctor.
I didn't think of it.
Yeah, I didn't think of it.
Okay, so like a bit of a talking point. So O'Neill and Jack and Janet are given, Sam's protein marker, but it doesn't seem to stick.
No.
So do you think their own blood dilutes and deletes the marker over time? Like, was it a question of volume, the potency of the sample versus the volume of blood? If the protein marker was able to replicate somehow, you would have thought that like Jack and Janet would be able to use Goa'uld technology.
Yeah, I always assumed that because it wasn't a full Goa'uld takeover,
right? Exactly.
The protein marker wouldn't have a long-lasting effect. When I saw this, I was like, it's just a little like, hey, get out for like a minute, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like taking some paracetamol when you get a cold. You make it bugger off for a while, but you're going to get a new strain of cold at some point.
But I mean, they could do what they did in Atlantis here, where give everyone, instead of giving everyone the ATA gene, share the protein marker with everyone so that they can really all use Goa'uld technology.
Yeah, that'd have been really helpful if they could have done that.
Yeah, it would have added to the effects budget.
It would have made it less special.
Yeah.
And it's be like morally wrong and like really weird, but maybe they should have just gone around putting like kidnapping Goa'ulds, putting them inside people, and then like killing the Goa'ulds inside them. Or like extracting them with
messy.
the Tok'ra. And then that way it's like, boom, you're all protein markered now, And that way we can use the Goa'uld back, but that is morally not okay. So
just thought of it. Who'd have the protein? Ritu Charlie.
Yep. That's true too. And Teal'c is special. He gets a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
He does. He gets it sucked out of his ear.
It's like going to the doctor to get earwax removal. Damn.
Okay, so does anyone else have the sudden urge to fumigate their closets and flush out their ears?
I just sprayed for termites this week, so
definitely. I am gonna go after this. I'm gonna go try and clean out my ears.
It's funny.
Because
my little afterthought,
but now I want to.
My little afterthought was, I love Jack's silent support of Daniel, even when he doesn't believe him.
Yep.
So he's totally team leader and friend goals.
Machello, played by Michael Shanks. So he got regular credit and guest starring credit for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Jack's a good guy.
Absolutely.
This is a solid episode. What's funny is it's a very standalone episode, and I don't really like Holiday that much. I don't remember what I rated it. But I know I didn't like Holiday
pretty
very much
low,
at
I
all.
think.
Yeah, but for some reason, Legacy is peak, and it has nothing to do with Machello or anything. It's just the delivery of the episode just wasn't for me. But this one was just so.
Yeah, this is just a much stronger performance for Michael.
Yes.
To be perfectly honest, so I enjoyed it.
He got given some good material.
Yeah.
And
he did very well with what he had for sure.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us for Legacy.